Hey Dexter fans, it's myself Stephen back with another slice of Dexter. Right then, let's talk about Original Sin because it comes out this week on Paramount Plus. I'm very excited. You can probably tell that just by my face and how I'm talking incredibly fast. So let's talk about the series. What do we know so far? Well, of course, in the trailer, Dexter opens his eyes and it looks like we're going to have a flashback. We're going to go back in time. Of course, we know that to early days of Dexter joining Miami Metro. So he's graduated, he's come into the station, and that's where he's going to kind of start telling his story about how he got from there to where he ends up on, presumably, his deathbed. Or maybe not. Dexter Resurrection. Are we going to see him survive it? Wake up and away we go with some more murdery mystery mayhem. We shall see how that plays out. So let's wrap up, not in plastic, some of what we know then so far. So the original series, I'm excited to know what they do with certain characters, including Harry and Dr. Vogel. Dr. Evelyn Vogel was a massive part of the end of the original run of series. And a lot of fans, including myself, sort of see it as a bit of a shoehorned way of telling the story. I'd be intrigued to know if they have a young Dr. Vogel in the new Original Sin series because of the fact that she kind of had she didn't just kind of, she had a massive role to play in making Dexter who he becomes, of course, the killer of killers. So she helps Harry decide the best way forward for Dexter's life. And he then later on, Dexter, starts sharing these things again with Evelyn, Dr. Vogel. So I'm not sure how they'll use her as a character, if they will at all, if they'll just ignore it like a lot of fans wished and wished it didn't happen. So we shall see. And we have seen a lot about flashbacks and there's bits and pieces there that he tells the story of his first kill. So he's trying to impress Harry, is trying to show him that he can do this, and he then goes and kills a guy. So we know in the flashbacks from the originals who it is and what's going to happen there. So I'm intrigued again to know how they do this in the Original Sin series. Whether or not it'll be 100% the same, who knows? I mean, they can get creative with it. They can additionally add a bunch of more new characters to Original Sin too, people that we don't know about. That's another big gap, is that how Dexter actually became a Miami Metro blood spatter analyst. How is he so good at that job? Obviously, he was born in blood, and we know that blood is kind of his second language, if you like, or his dark passenger's language. But how does he actually physically get the skills to be a blood spatter analyst? There must have been a mentor other than Harry. Harry's his mentor alongside Dr. Vogel, talking and teaching him how to be a killer of killers. And then there must be someone else who maybe works for Miami Metro and then retires by the time the original series kicks off, who teaches him the ways of, how to do that job. I'll be intrigued to know, because maybe there's like a little crossover, someone who either gets on really well with Harry, a friend or something that he confides in at some point and then dies, and Dexter never knows that actually he knew. But how are they going to show that? How are they going to tell that story? Considering that Michael C. Hall is the inner voice of Dexter, and we believe he's having a flashback, looking back at his life and, seeing his life flash before his eyes because he's been shot by his own son, Harrison, at the end of New Blood. I'm excited to know more. I cannot wait for it this week. Tell me your thoughts. What do you reckon is going to happen in this series of Original Sin? I'm recording this at the time that I haven't obviously seen it and it's not even out yet. But by the time you see this, it might already be out. Drop in the comments if you happen to see it before watching any of the episodes, your predictions, and we'll see who is the closest. Subscribe for more Dexter content and get your slice of Dexter.